In 1985, a single bottle of 1787 Chateau Lafite, engraved with Thomas Jefferson's initials, sold at auction for $156,000. Yet, at its core, every single glass of wine in the world comes down to one species of Eurasian grape that humans have fermented for over 8,000 years. Whether you are staring at a long 3-page restaurant wine list or standing completely frozen in a crowded supermarket aisle, thousands of bottles basically boil down to 8 foundational styles. Today, every major wine you will actually order, what they actually taste like, where their distinct flavors come from, and why grape skins, oak aging, and natural acidity change everything you taste. Welcome to Food Exposition. Today, every major wine explained. How they are crafted, why they taste so radically different, and how to pick the right bottle every single time. Let us start with the heaviest, most dominant red wine on earth. First, Cabernet Sauvignon. Deep purple, heavy on the tongue, with bold flavors of black cherry, cassis, cedar wood, and a dry mouthfeel that leaves your gums feeling noticeably tight. That drying sensation comes directly from tannins, natural organic compounds found in grape skins, seeds, and oak barrels that bind to proteins in your saliva. Cabernet Sauvignon is actually a young variety in genetic history, born in 17th century southwestern France as an accidental cross between Cabernet Franc and Sauvignon Blanc. Its thick skins make the vine remarkably resilient against rot and frost, which is why winemakers planted it worldwide from Napa Valley to South Australia. Because of those heavy tannins and rich dark fruit, Cabernet pairs effortlessly with fatty red meats like ribeye steak, where animal fat softens tannins and unlocks deep berry notes. Cabernet Sauvignon dominates through thick skins and power. The next red wine earns its legendary status by being the complete opposite: thin-skinned, fragile, and notoriously difficult to grow. Second, Pinot Noir. Pale ruby red, light-bodied, with delicate flavors of fresh cranberry, wild raspberry, damp forest floor, and subtle clove spice. Unlike Cabernet, Pinot Noir has remarkably thin skins, meaning it extracts far fewer tannins and much lighter color during fermentation. It originated in Burgundy, France, where Catholic monks carefully mapped individual vineyard plots nearly 1,000 years ago. Winemakers frequently call Pinot Noir the heartbreak grape because its thin skin makes it dangerously vulnerable to rot, frost, and sunburn, requiring cool climates and constant attention. Yet when grown correctly in ideal conditions, it produces some of the most aromatic and expensive wines on earth. Its light body and elevated natural acidity make it one of the rare red wines that pairs beautifully with roasted poultry, salmon, and wild mushroom dishes. Pinot Noir relies on subtle nuance and delicate fruit. The next red wine takes dark fruit and ramps it up with aggressive savory spice and smoky pepper. Third, Syrah, also known in Australia and South Africa as Shiraz. Dark violet, full-bodied, packed with intense flavors of blackberry, smoked meat, licorice, and a distinct punch of cracked black pepper right on the finish. That pepper note comes from an aromatic compound called rotundone, residing directly inside grape skins. Originally from France's Rhone Valley, Syrah built a reputation for dense structure and savory depth. However, when settlers took cuttings to South Australia, warm sunshine transformed Shiraz into a completely different animal. Plush, jammy, high in alcohol, and bursting with sweet plum and dark chocolate notes. Comparing French Syrah to Australian Shiraz offers a clear lesson in how climate reshapes the exact same grape variety. Syrah shows how climate can split one grape into 2 distinct styles. The next grape takes that versatility further, dominating the world of white wine. Fourth, Chardonnay. Vibrant yellow, medium to full-bodied, and capable of tasting completely different depending entirely on how the winemaker treats it. Unoaked Chardonnay, fermented strictly in cold stainless steel tanks, tastes crisp, green, and mineral-driven with bright notes of green apple and lemon zest. But when winemakers age Chardonnay in toasted oak barrels and put it through malolactic fermentation, bacteria convert sharp malic acid into soft lactic acid, the exact acid found in butter and milk, This turns the wine creamy, velvety, and rich, with distinct aromas of vanilla, toasted brioche, and butter. Hailing from Burgundy, France, Chardonnay is grown everywhere because the neutral grape absorbs its oak and soil surroundings like a clean canvas. Chardonnay gets its richest textures from oak barrels and wine-making tricks. The next white wine relies on pure, razor-sharp citrus and herbaceous freshness without a single sliver of oak. Fifth, Sauvignon Blanc. Pale straw in color, light-bodied, with high acidity and explosive aromas of lemongrass, passion fruit, green bell pepper, and fresh-cut grass. That sharp, herbal, grassy punch comes from aromatic compounds called pyrazines, which are abundant in unripe grape skins and slowly fade as fruit matures under bright sunshine. Native to the Loire Valley in Bordeaux in France, Sauvignon Blanc gained massive global fame when winemakers in Marlborough, New Zealand, unleashed a style so tropical and aromatic that it transformed white wine preferences worldwide. It rarely undergoes oak aging or buttery malolactic conversion, keeping its clean zing intact. Because of its intense acid profile, Sauvignon Blanc cuts effortlessly through goat cheese, fresh seafood, and tangy salad dressings. Sauvignon Blanc delivers explosive herbal brightness. The next white wine is often misunderstood as just cheap, sweet liquid, despite being revered by sommeliers as the purest white grape of all. Sixth, Riesling. Highly aromatic, light-bodied, ranging from bone-dry to intensely sweet, with searing natural acidity and distinctive aromas of white peach, jasmine flower, lime zest, and a subtle kerosene note that naturally develops in mature, aged bottles. Originating along Germany's Rhine River, Riesling is one of the most expressively terroir-reflective grapes on Earth, translating slate soil directly into the glass. Many drinkers avoid Riesling, assuming it is always sweet, but traditional German and Alsatian Rieslings are crafted bone-dry with striking precision. When made in sweeter styles, high acidity balances residual sugar so perfectly that it never feels heavy or sticky. This interplay between acid and sweetness makes Riesling the ultimate pairing for spicy Thai curries and salty cured meats. Riesling balances intense sweetness with razor-sharp acidity. The next style sits right between red and white wine, and its production process is widely misunderstood. Seventh, Rosé. Pale pink to deep salmon hue, light to medium-bodied, bursting with refreshing flavors of fresh strawberry, watermelon, citrus peel, and crisp minerality. Contrary to popular belief, authentic rosé is almost never made by simply mixing red and white wine together. Instead, it is made from dark red grapes, like Grenache or Pinot Noir, using a short maceration technique. Winemakers crush red grapes and allow skins to sit in contact with clear juice for just a few hours rather than several weeks. Once the juice absorbs a soft pink tint and delicate fruit flavor without harsh tannins, skins are pressed away. Provence and southern France set the international benchmark for dry rosé, turning a seasonal summer drink into an all-year global phenomenon. Rosé gets its color from just a few hours of skin contact. The final style on our list takes wine production a step further by trapping natural carbon dioxide inside the bottle. Eighth and last, sparkling wine and champagne. Effervescent, crisp, with fine streams of bubbles carrying aromas of green apple, lemon curd, toasted almonds, and fresh yeast. While sparkling wine is made globally, from Prosecco in Italy to Cava in Spain, true champagne comes strictly from France's Champagne region. What creates those iconic bubbles is a secondary fermentation that takes place inside a sealed glass bottle. Winemakers add a small mixture of sugar and yeast to base white wine. As yeast consumes sugar inside the corked bottle, carbon dioxide gas has nowhere to escape and dissolves directly into liquid. As spent yeast cells lie in the bottle for months, a natural process called autolysis imparts rich, yeasty flavors of toasted sourdough bread. If this guide helps you decode your next restaurant wine list or pick a better bottle for dinner, that is exactly why Food Exposition exists.